Okay, got my car here and I just removed the wheel. I'm going to start off doing the ball joints here on the passenger side wheel. I'm waiting on the tie rods. It should be arriving today, and sway bar links as well. Anyway, just pretty easy, so I'm told. Got my PB blaster here to loosen up some of the bolts. This is a 9995. Sway bar link is that bar running vertical right behind the strut there. And that's hooked to the sway bar, and then the tie rod end is right in the middle of the screen, right here. So I'll be replacing that later, and I'm going to spray all this stuff down in preparation. Ball joint is right behind the disc here, and that bolt right in the center is one holding it on, and then there's 3 bolts underneath holding on the ball joint itself. So I will be loosening that bolt right there, and it's plenty of rust, so I'm going to be spraying everything down with PB blaster. Your next video should see some greasy stuff on it. Okay, just taking off that first side nut on the ball joint right there. See the ball joint right above it? You need 2 wrenches, otherwise it'll spin freely on the other side. I just sort of jimmy rigged it up with some extensions in here, and the left side would be the one to loosen. So you can see some extensions. They're both 18mm bolts, so you need the 18mm socket, and one on each side. Get some extensions on there, and first crack that side, and then you can start loosening up with this. Alright, okay, first bolt is removed. You may need to, once you get this nut off, you might need to just sort of take a little hammer and just kind of tap it out. It comes right out, not a problem. So anyway, that's back here. Take that out. It's your first 18mm bolt for the ball joint. Okay, next up we have the 3 bolts underneath the ball joint. Take those off. Try to get a good video of that. There they are. Those 3 right there. Anyway, it says 10mm on the write-up, but I discovered mine's 13, so I've got a 13mm socket here. Put those on. Okay, got the bolts removed. At least 2 of them. The one in the middle got obviously the nut off, but the bolt itself, there's not enough space to get it out, so I'm just presuming that ball joint will fall to the ground. I'll have room to remove that bolt if it doesn't come off, or it might just fall to the ground with it. Or the bolt won't fall to the ground, but you know what I mean. And then when you're unscrewing the bottom, I just use a vice grip on top to prevent the top from spinning conservatively. So anyway, that's that, and get ready now to start hammering. I'll take a little video of that. Okay, I actually do have a pickle fork here I'm gonna use. I'm gonna get much use out of the thing, so might as well try it. Looks like it just goes in there. You just push that off the spindle. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm just gonna keep the camera under there. It comes right down, looks like. Alright, I'm gonna try this without the camera. Okay, after much pounding away, it was a lot harder than I thought. You know, some of the people said it's just gonna pop right out, but I really had to coerce it down, and finally it came out. Not smoothly, but there's a lot of grease. I broke the boot. Fortunately, though, the new one has a boot, so not too worried about that. Also, turning the wheel really helped a lot. Just FYI. Okay. So there's my old ball joint, and again, I used a pickle fork and really had to coerce the thing out. I put the pickle fork in between the boot and the spindle, and just started working it away. Anyway, so here's the new one. I'm gonna put this up there and put in. The new one comes with 3 new bolts. They're all right here in this baggie, and I'm gonna put that on and see how this works. Okay, for me getting this in, I've got to use this hammer to sort of push down this lower control arm deal, and then push with my knee on the disc brake to move the whole steering column back over to the right. I'm putting the bolts in these holes first for the ball joints because I have room to put them in, and I noticed when you finally are trying to assemble it, you don't have room. So anyway, that's sort of alright. Putting the new one in, I'm just having trouble lining the bolts up here with the lower ball joint. See, I've got it, I put it in to the I don't know, the socket thing, and now I'm trying to line up those 3 bolts on the bottom, but this keeps moving on me towards the left. There's a lot of pressure to move it this way, this piece, whereas the lower unit stays in place which obviously throws the alignment of the bolts onto the lower ball joint off. And to get it in place, it's almost like I need 3 or 4 hands to do it, because I need to move this over at the same time, lift this piece up to attach to the ball joint, and maybe I should do the bolts first. But even then, gosh, then it's going to be tricky to get it into the hole on this piece. I kind of like it the way I'm doing it here, but I just posted a new thread on the forum here, my laptop, and hopefully somebody replies real quickly on any recommendations. I'm wondering if I need to remove the sway bar links. I'm thinking it might be the sway bar link here, putting pressure on this to move it that way when I need it that way, and then bring this lower arm up. So it shouldn't be too complicated, especially if you had another person. You just screw those things right in. It's not real difficult, it's just difficult doing it all at once. So anyway, just wanted to post some of my problems I'm running into with a simple job, at least simple by many people's standards, but not I. Got the new one in there, second new one actually, first new one I wrecked the boot already. Okay, using the end of the hammer I was able to get one of these screws slightly in. I really gotta use that. See, there's still that space there. But this lower unit wants to go up, so it's very difficult to get them aligned, and there's 3 of them. So I'm just going to try it one by one here, tighten this up a little bit. And now this is a 15mm bolt on the new one, so a bit different, but let's tighten that up. Oh, it's spinning up top. I got to get a vice grip. Alright, okay, I repositioned my light, got my vice grip on there, and tightening this bolt, and in the process it looks like some of the others have started to come through, so I might be able to get the bolts on there as well. So this is good news. I'll show you that in just a second here. And yep, finally those bolts are starting to come through. Let's see. See them there? They're right there anyway. Blurry, but it's probably enough for me to work with at this point. I'm happy about that. And now that I got the one on, the others came through, and so I'm going to be able to tighten those up now. Alright. So that was a bit of an issue, because I wrecked my first boot, and the second one got just touched on. There's nothing scraping or anything there. So I'm going to put the other bolts on, and then put that 18mm bolt back through, and that should be done. Now the ball joint has a little groove right there on the shaft, and the bolt, this 18mm bolt on the side, you can see it right there, that actually, when this is up in the spindle, that bolt has to line up with that shaft. So mine is a little bit above it, and I just give it some taps with a rubber mallet underneath. Might even be able to use maybe a light piece of wood and, I don't know, maybe jack it up into there if it's really stuck. Mine was pretty stuck. I gave it some wax with the rubber mallet, and it's on the bottom here. It's probably not a good place to do it, but I don't know. Anyway, so I finally got it so that the bolt could slide through, and now I'm going to be screwing this 18mm bolt on the side, and that should be done. And since I wasted one of the ball joints cutting that boot, a very unfortunate incident, but hopefully this video can save some people from the trouble. There's my new ball joint installed in place. Everything's tight. I'm not sure of the torque specifications, and so I'm simply not going to worry about that, but there it is in place. Very nice. Big thumbs up there. So things I learned about doing this, and hopefully will save other people some issues, are one, removing it isn't a problem. Just follow the steps that are on the forum, and I'll post that link along with this video. So removing it, easy. Reinstalling the new one, or installing the new one I should say, I had to reinstall. Make sure you get the ball joint. First thing you want to do is when you put it into the spindle, make sure you get it up there enough so you're not seeing metal on the bottom. I know you're going to see that to begin with, but put it up into, I'm going to call it the spindle, I don't know all the names, but put it up in there, give it some wax, so that this groove, you can actually look in the hole where you took that 18mm bolt, that first one, where you took it off. You can actually look in the hole and see, because if this part's in there, you'll actually see it sticking out, so make sure you know it's clear. That means this is lined up with that bolt. Put it up there well enough. Oh, before you do it though, make sure that this lower unit and everything is all lined up. Otherwise you're going to do what I did and cut the boot, because it's very sharp. Like I said, this thing has a tendency to want to drift that way, and when it does that, this is stationary, and so you have the boot up there, and this thing, you want to make sure that's down as well, but not down below this. So just above that, down below the boot, you want to make sure that's all lined up, and quickly try to line up one of those bolts. I don't know of a perfect way to do that yet, because there's a lot of pressure on the wheel to want to go this way, where that lower unit, where my finger's pointing, is stationary, and that is very sharp on the ends, and that wants to cut that boot. And then that boot cuts, might as well throw the thing away, because it's going to get pretty junked up, like this one here. It's all kind of cut up. This is the new one I bought, and now I'm going to maybe throw it away. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know if there's a great way to line up those bolts. A very easy job, especially if you had an extra person helping you. So save yourself some money, do it yourself. It's just those 4 bolts, the first one and then the bottom 3, put it back in. Alright.